Namaste everyone. Today I will discuss one sample paper. This paper I have taken from Arihant publication book I Succeed. So one of the sample paper I am going to discuss here. Section 1. Now in section 1 all the questions are of 1 mark. Section 1 all the questions are compulsory. In case of internal choice you have to attempt any one. Now first question is find the principal value of cosec inverse minus root 2. We have to find its principal value. Now this question is from second chapter, inverse trigonometric function. We know the principal range for cosec inverse is minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 excluding 0. So here you can see this table. Okay, we have seen this table that for sine inverse, for cosec inverse and for tan inverse, the principal value branch is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. For sine inverse, it is minus pi by 2, pi by 2 both are included. For cosec inverse, minus pi by 2 plus pi by 2 they are included, but 0 is not there. And for tan inverse, from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, both minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2 are not included. And for cos inverse, sec inverse and cot inverse, the principal value branch is 0 to pi. Now for cos inverse, 0 and pi are included. For sec inverse, 0 to pi included, but pi by 2 is not included. And for cot inverse, 0 to pi, both 0 and pi are not included. So this is our principal value branch. This is the value of theta which I need to find. So let us again move to the problem. Our problem is find the principal value branch for cosec inverse minus root 2. So what we will do, we will say let this cosec inverse minus root 2 is equals to theta. So therefore this cosec theta will become cosec theta is equals to minus root 2. This is equals to minus, now root 2 is cosec pi by 4. This minus cosec pi by 4 can be written as cosec of minus pi by 4. Now this minus pi by 4 is between minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Therefore, this will be the required answer. So here I will say that therefore theta is equals to minus pi by 4. And here theta belongs to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 minus 0. Okay, so our theta is in this range, therefore the principal value branch, or therefore the answer for cosec inverse minus root 2 is equal to minus pi by 4. Now the second question you can try yourself. Find the value of sine inverse minus 1 upon root 2. The second question is find the value of sine inverse minus 1 upon root 2. So here again I will say let sine inverse minus 1 upon root 2 is equals to theta. Therefore sine theta is minus 1 upon root 2, which is equals to minus, now this 1 upon root 2 I will write as sine pi by 4, and this will be sine of minus pi by 4. So therefore I have theta is equals to minus pi by 4, where theta belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So therefore I will say that sine inverse minus 1 upon root 2 is equals to minus 5 by 4. Yeah. Now third question, what is the range of the function? Now range means I have to find the possible values of fx. We need to find the possible values of fx. So here fx is given. Fx is mod of x minus 1 divided by x minus 1 for x not equal to 1. So to find the range here in this problem, it is easy to redefine the problem and then find the values. So I first redefine this function. I will say that fx is equals to, now when the value of x is 1, I will get numerator as 0 and denominator also 0, and therefore here it is said that x is not equal to 1. Now when the value of x is negative, means less than 1, when the value of x is less than 1, okay, numerator will be positive, okay, numerator will be positive, as means inside this mod I will get negative value, but I need a positive value as there is a mod sign. So what I will do, I will redefine it and I will say that this is minus x minus 1. Okay, when I can say that this is minus of x minus 1 when your x is less than 1. So this is my redefinition of the problem. It is equals to minus of x minus 1 upon x minus 1. Now if you simplify it, you will get minus 1. So when your x is less than 1, the fx is minus 1, and this fx is equals to x minus 1 upon x minus 1 when your x is greater than 1. So here you will get answer 1. So only two answers are possible for fx. One is minus 1 and other is plus 1. So therefore I will say that the range, we have to find range of the function. So therefore range of the function fx. So therefore I will say that therefore range of fx is equal to, now only two values are there, so I will use curly bracket, minus 1 comma plus 1. So this is my range of function, range of fx. So all these three problems we have done. Now let us move to the fourth problem. Write the name of the matrix obtained by interchanging the row and column of the given matrix. So simple. What we call when we interchange row with column, so we call the matrix as, I will say the matrix is called transpose of a matrix. Transpose of a matrix or transpose of the given matrix. Now here we have to find the value of a to 1. I will do this problem or this problem. Now a to 1, that is we have to find the cofactor of this second row first element, that is for this h I need to find cofactor. So the formula for finding cofactor is minus 1 power, now this second row first column 2 plus 1 is 3, so I will write 3 here, and then I will use this mod sign and I will exclude this particular row in which this h is and this column. So second row first column I will eliminate, and by eliminating this I will get h, g, f and c. So this is equals to, now minus 1 cube is minus 1, and here in bracket I have hc minus fg. So this is equals to fg minus hc. So this is your a to 1. Therefore this is our a to 1. Fifth question, find the non-zero value of x satisfying the matrix equation. So this equation we will multiply So after multiplication, I will get. Now in solution, you will start from the given. What is given? That you first write, then you multiply this x. So I have 2x square, then I have 2x, then I have 3x, then I have x square. Means this x is going to be multiplied by each and every element. Then plus, I will multiply 2 with 8. 2 8 is 16. 2 5 is 10x, 2 4 is 8, and 2 4 is 8x. This is equals to, now here I will multiply, so I will get 2x square plus 8 to the 16, 24 to the 48, 10 to the 20, and 2 6 the 12, 12x. So therefore I have, now here on left hand side we have 2x square plus 16, then this is 2x plus 10x, that is 10x plus 2x is 12x. Okay, let us write as 10x plus 2x. Then here we have 3x plus 8, and finally we have x square plus 8x. And here on right hand side we have 2x square plus 16, 48, 3x plus 8, and this is 20. Okay, so this value is 20, and here I have 12x. So this is 12x. Now this matrix and this matrix is equal. So by equality of matrix, their corresponding terms are going to be equal. So I will say that by equality of matrix, we have now this 2x square plus 16 and 2x square plus 16, they are equal. So I will equate this. 10 plus 2, 12x is equals to 48. We have 3x plus 8 is equals to 20, and we have x square. This I will say equation 1, 2, and equation 3, which is x square. So x square plus 8x is equals to 12x. Now here if I simplify, I will get value of x as 12 for the 48. So value of x is 4. Here if I simplify, I will get 3x is equals to 20 minus 8, which is 12. So x is equals to 4. And when I simplify here, I get x square minus 12x. So this gives me x square minus 12x plus 8x is equals to 0. So this gives me x square minus 4x is equals to 0. So this gives me, I will take x common. So x minus 4 is 0. So this gives me x is 0 or x is 4. But I need positive value. So therefore x is equals to 4 is your correct answer. Okay, as this is 1 mark question, it is not necessary that you solve all. Once you get the x is equals to 4, here you can stop. Find the non-zero value of x. So we got non-zero value of x is 4. Now in sixth question, if the matrix A is skew symmetric, find the value of A and B. So here A, first part I am solving. A is skew symmetric. So therefore, as A is skew symmetric, we have A transpose A is equals to minus A. So therefore, on left hand side, I will transpose the given matrix. So here we have 0, A minus 3 in transpose. I will convert row in column. Then I have 2, 0, minus 1. And then I have B, 1 and 0. Okay, 0, A minus 3 vertically, 2, 0, minus 1 vertically, and B, 1, 0 vertically. This is equals to minus A. A means the given, which is 0, A minus 3, 2, 0, minus 1, B1 and 0. I have to find the value of A and B. So if I compare element by element, so by comparing both the sides of matrix, by comparing, I will get 2 is equals to A and 2 is equals to minus A. Okay, minus sign is here. 2 is equals to minus A and I will get B is equals to 3. So therefore, I have A equal to minus 2 and B equal to 3. So value of A and B we find out. Now the next question is, if the matrix B is a symmetric matrix, then find the value of A plus B plus C. Okay, so for symmetric matrix, we have B transpose is equals to B. So here I will let me solve here only. Let us erase this part. B is symmetric matrix. So here I say B is symmetric. Therefore, B transpose is equals to B. Therefore, now B transpose is this 2A5, then this minus 1 4B, and then this C minus 4 9 is equals to now 2A5 minus 1 4B and C minus 4 9 is equals to, it is equals to B, that is 2A5 minus 1 4B C minus 4 9. So again by comparing both the sides, by comparing what we get A is equals to minus 1, B is equals to minus 4 and C is equals to 5. So therefore A plus B plus C is equals to minus 1 minus 4 plus 5 and this is equals to 0. So value of A plus B plus C is 0. Seventh question, state whether fx is equals to sin x plus cos x for x between 0 to pi by 4 is increasing or decreasing. So we have to identify whether this fx is increasing or decreasing. So do you remember how we can check whether fx is increasing or decreasing? For that we differentiate this, right? So fx is given sin x plus cos x. We differentiate it, so we get f dash x. Now derivative of fx is f dash x and this is derivative of sin x is cos x and derivative of cos x is minus sin x. So f dash x is cos x minus sin x. Now state whether this is increasing or decreasing for x between 0 to pi by 4. Now for x between 0 to pi by 4, okay, between 0 to pi by 4, cos x is always greater than sin x. Okay, now you can see that the value of cos 0 is 1, but the value of sin 0 is 0. So cos 0 is greater than sin 0. Similarly, cos pi by 4, if you take cos pi by 4, so cos pi by 4 is 1 and sin pi by 4 is also 1. So it is just equal. So when the value theta reaches to pi by 4, the cos and sin will become equal. But if it is slightly less than pi by 4, then in that case your cos is greater than sin. So between x 0 to pi by 4, whether this function is increasing or decreasing. So as cos x is greater than or equal to, I will say that it is greater than or equal to sin x, because for pi by 4 they both are equal. Therefore the value of cos x minus sin x is going to be equal to greater than or equal to 0. Therefore I will say that fx is increasing. Fx is increasing in interval 0 to pi by 4. The second question is find the interval in which y is equals to x square e power minus x is increasing with respect to x. So y is equals to x square e power minus x. I will write y is equals to x square e power minus x. Now to check in which interval it is increasing or decreasing, first I will differentiate. So I will get dy upon dx. Now the value of dy upon dx is x square into differentiation of e power minus x is minus of e power minus x plus e power minus x, and derivative of x square is 2x. So this is, I will write positive term first, 2x e power minus x minus x square into e power minus x. This is the value of dy upon dx. Now for increasing function, I say for increasing function, what you say that your dy upon dx should be greater than 0. This is for increasing function. Your derivative should be greater than 0. So therefore, we have this 2x into e power minus x minus x square into e power minus x. It should be greater than 0. So I will take x e power minus x common. Inside bracket I have 2 minus x. This should be greater than or equal to greater than 0. Now when this value is greater than 0, so for this to be greater than 0, either both x and this x minus 2, e power minus x is to always greater than 0. You take either positive power or negative power, the value of e power minus x is always greater than 0. So whether this product is greater than 0 or not, it will purely depend on x and 2 minus x. We have two critical values here. One is x equal to 0 and x equal to 2. So for x is equals to 0 and x is equals to 2, I have this whole term 0. So we have two critical value. One is 0 and one is 2. Now if I take the value of x more than 2, if I take the value more than 2, then this part will become negative and this part is positive. So positive into negative is negative, which I don't want. If I take value less than 0, then this part is negative but this part is positive. Again, the answer is less than 0. So between 0 and 2, if I take any value, this x part will become positive and this 2 minus x will become positive. So as both are positive, here I will get the positive result. So for this, okay, what is the solution for increasing function? So therefore I have x belong to 0 to 2. So between 0 to 2, fx is increasing function. So therefore I will say that therefore your fx or x square into e power minus x, fx is increasing in 0 comma 2. So in this range my function fx is increasing. Now we have to evaluate x power x into 1 plus log x. So how we do it? We have to evaluate. I think comment what you should do. X power x into 1 plus log x into dx. Now this x power x, okay, if I take this x power x as t, then let us see what happens. I will say let t is equals to x power x or x power x is equals to t. So therefore if I differentiate it, okay, derivative of this x power x, what we get if we differentiate? We get, if you remember, this derivative can be solved by using log method, and I said that Okay, you must remember what is the derivative of x power x. Okay, here if you differentiate, first you have to take log. So you have log t is equals to x into log x. Then if you differentiate, so here you will get 1 upon t into dt upon dx is equals to x into 1 upon x plus log x. You have to use u into v method. Now, when you are solving problem, it is not necessary that you show this step if you remember the formula. As you may not remember this formula, I am just solving it. So dt upon dx will become t into 1 plus log x. Now t is x power x, so it is x power x into 1 plus log x. And then this dx I will move on this side. So I have dt is equals to x power x into 1 plus log x. So when I put t as x power x, then this x power x into 1 plus log x dx, this whole term will become dt. So my integration I will become integration of dt, and integration of dt is t, and the value of t is x power x. So therefore our integration of x power x into 1 plus log x into dx will become x power x. We also write constant of integration. So c plus c. So what is integration of x power x into 1 plus log x into dx is equals to x power x plus c. Now let us see one more question. Question number 8 we have done. So let us see question number 9. Find the maximum and the minimum value of the function hx, where hx is equals to sine 2x. We have to find maximum or minimum value of this function. So hx is equals to, let us write hx is equals to sine 2x plus 5. Now here we have learned that maximum or minimum value of any function can be found out by using double derivative test. Okay, we differentiate the given function 2 times, and by that we will come to know that at what value of x the function has maximum value or it has minimum value, and what is the maximum or minimum value. This we have done in application of derivatives. But here, if you see the problem, this problem can be solved without using this double derivative test. How? Let us see. So sine 2x plus 5, we have to find its maximum or minimum value. So we already know that for any value of x, we have sine 2x always between -1 to +1. So the minimum value of sine 2x is -1 and the maximum value of sine 2x is +1. So if I add 5, okay, throughout, then what I will get? I will get therefore -1 plus 5, this is less than or equal to sine 2x plus 5, this is less than or equal to 1 plus 5. So therefore we have 4 less than or equal to sine 2x plus 5, this is less than or equal to 6. So therefore I will say that therefore minimum value of sine 2x plus 5 is 4, and maximum value of this sine 2x plus 5 is equals to 6. So this is minimum and maximum value. Now the second problem is we have to find the minimum and maximum value of mod x plus 2 minus 1. So here again the given function fx is mod of x plus 2 minus 1, x plus 2 minus 1. Now this mod x plus 2, okay, we know that this is always going to be greater than 0. So therefore this mod x plus 2 minus 1, this is always going to be greater than minus 1. Okay, so mod x plus 2 minus 1, this is always going to be greater than or equal to minus 1. What is our problem? Find the maximum and minimum value of the function fx. So the minimum value, it is always going to be greater than minus 1. So therefore I will say that therefore minimum value of fx, minimum value of fx is minus 1, and maximum value, so maximum value could be anything, it could be infinity. So maximum value cannot be find out, cannot be determined. Okay, right. So ninth question we have done. One more question we do, and then we stop for this lecture. So P of A is 1 by 2, P of B is 0. Then we have to find P of A by B. What is the formula for P of A by B? The formula for P of A by B is P of A intersection B divided by P of B. But they have given that P of B is 0. P of B is 0. So what we do, as P of B is 0, so I will say that this is not defined. Since P of B is 0, so this is not defined. Simple. Okay, so we stop here, and in next class we will see other questions. Thank you for being with me in this lecture.